We've just gotten our hands on leaked data about Tesla's Model 2 batteries, and it's the kind of insider information Elon might not want you to see. Is Tesla really about to revolutionize the $25,000 Model 2 with not one, but two cutting-edge battery technologies? Aluminum-ion or sodium-ion, which one will give you the longest range, fastest charging, and safest ride? And what does this mean for your daily drive in the city or on a road trip? Stick around as we break down the leaked specs, performance rumors, and real-world implications for both aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries. By the end of this video, you'll know which battery could define the future of Tesla's most affordable EV. Before we hit full throttle, smash that subscribe button. We're racing toward 14,789 subscribers, and your click could be the one that pushes us over the line. The faster we grow, the faster you get the inside scoop on Tesla's next breakthroughs. And just a quick note, this video gathers the latest verified updates on Tesla's 2026 battery lineup, from aluminum-ion to sodium-ion. So if you notice changes in specs or pricing while watching, that's a good sign. It means you're seeing real-time facts, not yesterday's rumors. What makes aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries contenders for the 2026 Tesla Model 2? Tesla is reportedly testing two radically different battery technologies for its upcoming $25,000 Model 2, and early leaked data gives us a glimpse into their potential performance. The aluminum-ion battery, a next-gen development by Tesla engineers, promises ultra-fast charging that could replenish 80% of its capacity in as little as 10 minutes, far outpacing the fastest lithium-ion packs currently on the market, which typically require 30 to 40 minutes. Laboratory estimates suggest a single Al-ion pack could deliver up to 1,000 miles of range per charge, translating to roughly 1.5 times the distance of today's standard Tesla Model 3 long-range battery. Its projected lifespan is astonishing, with internal leaks pointing to 27 years of usable life, or over 10,000 full charge cycles, a level of durability no mass-market EV has yet achieved. Safety is another critical advantage. Crash test simulations indicate that punctured Al-ion cells rarely exceed 120 degrees Celsius and do not enter thermal runaway, drastically reducing fire risk compared to conventional lithium packs, which can reach 500 to 600 degrees Celsius in similar scenarios. The trade-offs are clear. Aluminum-ion has lower volumetric energy density than lithium, requiring a slightly larger pack to match comparable range, and production costs remain high due to exotic aluminum-titanium alloys and precision assembly. Meanwhile, Tesla is also experimenting with sodium-ion batteries, positioning them as a cost-effective solution for mass-market adoption. Sodium-ion packs rely on abundant, low-cost sodium, enabling production at a fraction of the cost of lithium or aluminum-ion cells. Energy density is moderate, roughly 160 to 180 watt-hours per kilogram, compared to 250 to 270 watt-hours per kilogram for typical lithium-ion, and estimated 220 watt-hours per kilogram for Al-ion, making them adequate for daily city driving or regional commutes, but less suited for extended trips without frequent charging. Charging speed is slower. Current lab reports from GMG of Australia and BTRL4 indicate a full charge could take 60 to 90 minutes under standard DC fast charging conditions. Lifecycle projections show roughly 3,000 to 5,000 full cycles before noticeable capacity loss, far below aluminum-ion, but comparable to entry-level lithium-ion packs. While sodium-ion cannot match Al-ion in longevity or rapid charging performance, its low cost and material availability make it an appealing choice for Tesla if the goal is to produce tens of thousands of Model 2 units at a $25,000 price point. Which battery would you pick for your Tesla Model 2? Comment 1 if you would choose aluminum-ion. Comment 2 if you would go with sodium-ion. Or are you thinking about another option? Share your reasons in the comments. Do you value speed, range, and durability more? or affordability and convenience? How do aluminum-ion and sodium-ion compare directly for the 2026 Tesla Model 2? Looking beyond basic specifications, aluminum-ion batteries stand out for their long-term efficiency under sustained high loads. Internal Tesla leaks suggest that after extensive highway driving at 120 kilometers per hour, over distances exceeding 400,000 kilometers, Al-ion packs retain over 85% of their initial discharge efficiency, demonstrating remarkable consistency even in extreme conditions. Sodium-ion packs, by contrast, begin to show gradual capacity fade under continuous high-temperature operation, particularly during summer or extended high-speed use, although performance remains adequate for typical daily commuting. In terms of real-world application, aluminum-ion is engineered for drivers who rely on their Model 2 for frequent intercity trips or multi-day journeys, where ultra-fast charging and consistent long-term output can significantly reduce travel downtime. Sodium-ion, with its simpler thermal management needs and lower cost, is more suited to urban driving, short routes, and frequent stop-and-go patterns, where rapid recharge is less critical. The driving experience further highlights the differences. Vehicles equipped with aluminum-ion maintain steady power delivery at near maximum output even when energy reserves fall below 20%, ensuring predictable acceleration on highways and steep inclines. Sodium-ion vehicles may experience a slight reduction in peak performance as the battery discharges, potentially limiting acceleration by an estimated 10 to 15%, but they make up for it with affordability and accessibility, enabling more buyers to enter the EV market. From a maintenance perspective, aluminum-ion packs reduce service frequency due to their structural resilience, allowing Tesla to extend intervals between software recalibration and thermal system checks. Sodium-ion packs, while easier to replace and scale for mass production, will likely require mid-term battery replacements after roughly 3,000 to 5,000 full cycles, creating modest ongoing maintenance costs for owners. Environmental and logistics factors continue to differentiate the two. Aluminum-ion production demands precision assembly and higher energy input due to complex alloy components, limiting large-scale manufacturing speed. Sodium-ion leverages the abundant availability of sodium, simpler assembly, and lower energy requirements, making it more feasible for Tesla to rapidly expand production to meet projected Model 2 demand in urban markets. What could the future hold for the Tesla Model 2? Looking ahead, the 2026 Tesla Model 2 aims to balance affordability and innovation. For Tesla, sodium-ion offers a clear path to high-volume production, enabling assembly of tens of thousands of units per month while keeping the vehicle price at $25,000. Aluminum-ion, although costlier, could allow Tesla to market a Model 2 variant with higher energy efficiency under variable loads, improved thermal tolerance in extreme climates, and reduced degradation over a decade of daily use. Leaked internal projections show that Tesla is running large-scale endurance and climate simulations for both battery types, including rapid cycle charging in sub-zero conditions and extended high-speed highway drives, suggesting the company is assessing long-term reliability and user satisfaction beyond base range and charge speed. While the final decision is still pending, these leaks highlight Tesla's strategic approach. Sodium-ion could dominate urban-focused deliveries, whereas aluminum-ion may serve as a premium option for buyers seeking maximum durability and safety. This dual-path testing indicates that Tesla is serious about refining battery selection to match different driving profiles, production timelines, and market segments. For Model 2 buyers, the takeaway is clear. Whether Tesla goes with the cost-efficient sodium-ion or the long-term resilient aluminum-ion, the company is committed to delivering a vehicle that meets the practical needs of both everyday commuters and frequent long-distance travelers. Which battery would you choose for your daily drive or weekend road trips? Do you prioritize affordability or long-term performance? Could aluminum-ion make a $25,000 EV feel like a premium experience?
batteries are just going to be a massive thing. Not that many people appreciate just how gigantic the scale of battery demand is.
More than 2 million Tesla Model 2s coming later this year and delivered in Q1 2026. A correspondingly huge amount of batteries will be produced. Will Elon Musk continue to import lithium from China and charge you $7,900 for a pack? Leaked supply chain reports and Tesla's internal tests that we got this week reveal something bigger. The company has been quietly testing two brand new battery technologies for the Model 2, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion. Elon Musk has revealed that these are technologies that will revolutionize everything about an electric car: price, performance, supply chain, and production lines. So, can Tesla really cut 2/3 off the price you'd have to pay with aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries? Which of them bring to the Model 2 best drive? And when will Americans finally get the EVs powered by these two new energy technologies? What is Model 2 battery price after Tesla breaks China's supply chain dominance? Have you ever wondered what's really stopping Tesla from building the truly affordable EV? The average price of a new EV now in the US is around $55,000, a tough sell for most buyers, especially retirees. So what's the problem? The battery pack alone makes up 40% of an EV's total cost. And even though companies like Ford, Tesla, and others are building their own gigafactories, the materials and battery technology they're using still come from a company based here in Fujian, China. The world's largest battery manufacturer, CATL. China is effectively dominating the billion-dollar global electric car battery empire: mining, processing, assembly, and export. That's why Chinese EV makers can shock the market with ultra-cheap models, and US manufacturers like Tesla have to bear a series of additional costs: expensive raw materials, taxes, transportation, up to thousands of dollars. To escape this grip, Musk has decided to eliminate lithium, cobalt, and nickel from its EV plans. He's working on alternative, available, and cheaper materials. First is aluminum, a material that accounts for 8% of the planet's mass, and especially can be mined right here in America. We've got over 300 million tons of bauxite reserves in Arkansas, Texas, and Georgia. With aluminum, Tesla secures a steady domestic supply at just $2,500 per ton. And with independent battery factories in Nevada and Giga Texas, Tesla can manage everything from mining, refining to manufacturing. They call this a vertical integration strategy. No more paying foreign mining and refining fees, no $150 shipping fee per battery pack. No need to pay import taxes. That means Tesla can build an aluminum battery pack for about $2,800 today. And if they scale recycled aluminum, that price could drop to $2,400 to $2,500 per pack. That's nearly $4,700 cheaper than today's lithium ones. The Model 2's sticker price could land around $21,000. And with Tesla's usual end-of-quarter or New Year discounts, buyers in the US might actually pay as low as $19,000 for a brand new Tesla. Now, sodium-ion. Yes, it's salt, which makes up 2.3% of the Earth's crust, about 1,000 times more abundant than lithium. A ton of sodium carbonate costs just $300, nearly 40 times cheaper than lithium. With this raw material cost, compared to lithium batteries at $120 per kilowatt hour, Tesla could produce salt batteries at a quarter of the price, that is, $25 per kilowatt hour. An unprecedented price for EV batteries globally. It would bring the price of a Model 2 battery pack down to just $1,700, making it the cheapest electric car ever made in the US. Put side by side, aluminum has the advantage of infrastructure, with mining and refining already well established in the US. Sodium, while not yet on a large scale like aluminum, has the long-term potential of being a nearly limitless resource, easier to mine and refine, less energy-intensive, and less expensive. But overall, both aluminum and sodium batteries offer Tesla a path to affordability and supply chain independence. So while competitors are still placing massive lithium orders across the ocean, Tesla's labs are figuring out how to cut 60 to 70% off battery pack costs with aluminum and sodium tech. Now let me ask you, how many times have you had to scroll past an EV just because its price is over $55,000? If Tesla really delivers US-made batteries, no China, no lithium, and locks in the Model 2 under $20,000, would you hit that order button? Drop a "no more lithium" in the comments if you're ready for Tesla's aluminum and sodium future. How are aluminum ion and sodium ion differently better than lithium? Clearly, this is the top concern for drivers. Will aluminum ion and sodium ion batteries give us enough peace of mind instead of worrying that the weaknesses of lithium reappear? If you're worried about the fire and explosion risks that lithium batteries have plagued EV drivers with for the past 30 years, both aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries are the perfect fix. We've already dove into their near-absolute safety in these two videos we dropped a few days ago. Aluminum-ion on the left, sodium-ion on the right, you can check them out for the full breakdown. But what about the car's ability to travel long distances without having to stop to charge too much? While both Tesla's aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries offer superior safety for the Model 2, they are markedly different in performance and practical applications. Aluminum or sodium, which battery technology will give you more range, faster charging speed, and longer life? Tesla's aluminum battery technology has now achieved an energy density of up to 300 watt-hours per kilogram in field tests, a 150% increase from the previous 110 watt-hours per kilogram, allowing the Model 2 to travel 650 miles per charge, equivalent to twice the range of a standard Model 3 today. Its expected lifespan is so incredible that some forecasters are skeptical, but leaked internals suggest the aluminum battery could last up to 12,000 full charge cycles, with only less than 3% capacity loss after 9,500 cycles. The super-fast charging time of just 5 to 10 minutes to 100% capacity is suitable for heavy daily use or drivers who frequently travel interstate, reducing waiting time for Tesla's supercharger network. Sodium-ion batteries, while not able to compete with aluminum-ion, still outperform lithium in general and are oriented by Tesla as a solution towards stability, practical for daily mobility needs. The 160 to 190 watt-hours per kilogram energy density of the salt battery will support a range of 300 to 350 miles, which may be reserved for the economy version of the Model 2. Its outstanding cycle life of up to 9,000 cycles, with 90% capacity retention after 6,700 cycles, lower than aluminum batteries but 3 times that of current lithium batteries. It also performs well in extreme climates. Charging at -20 degrees Celsius still achieves 93% efficiency and loses less than 10% when driving in heat above 60 degrees Celsius. This stability and adaptability makes salt batteries ideal for users living in harsh climates, or those who prioritize reliability and low maintenance costs in the long term. So what about you? Are you the kind of driver who needs that massive range that aluminum batteries offer? Or do you care more about the all-weather toughness of sodium batteries? Share in the comments below and let us know. Why aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries in the Tesla Model 2 just months away? Researchers in 2025 generally said it would take at least half a decade for aluminum and salt batteries to move out of the lab and into commercial vehicles. Toyota and BMW both set targets for 2026 to 2028, but so far they have only stopped at lab prototypes. The economic risk is huge when billions of dollars are spent each year on R&D and converting production lines without the certainty of immediate profits. However, at Tesla, the next generation battery race is shortening to just months. From 2024 to 2025, they have spent more than $7.5 billion per year on battery research, directly collaborating with CATL, Panasonic, and Argonne National Laboratory to both accelerate research on materials and design new electrode structures. In addition, While traditional manufacturers take 2 to 3 years to go from prototype to pilot line, Tesla only needs 5 to 7 months. They apply the design-to-production model. The lab, design department, and gigafactory work on the same common data system. As soon as a cell prototype is qualified in the lab, the pilot production line at gigafactory can be replicated immediately without going through many layers of internal approvals like other OEMs. By Q3 of 2025, the first Model 2 prototypes equipped with aluminum-ion batteries have completed the final testing phase, when the biggest problem that makes electric car enthusiasts hesitate, limited energy range, has been overcome. The plan for mass production is now ready at Gigafactory Texas, starting in November 2025 with an initial capacity of 300 kilowatt-hours per year, enough to equip more than 2 million cars. That means the Tesla Model 2 with aluminum batteries will officially launch in the first quarter of 2026, only 3 to 4 months away from now. Meanwhile, sodium-ion will follow on a slower track. The biggest problem right now is the inconsistent purity of the cathode, which leaves some cells below capacity by 10 to 15%. Tesla is investing right at Gigafactory Nevada in a closed-loop Prussian white synthesis line, a closed-loop process that utilizes sodium recycling from industrial soda ash to precisely control particle size and purity. With this solution, sodium-ion promises to complete field testing in January 2026, move to commercial production in March 2026, and debut in base Model 2 versions from mid-2026. So, which battery are you looking forward to seeing on the Model 2? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and share the video with your friends. Thanks for stopping by and see you in the next videos.
So if we're doing that, then that means that we're producing a car every 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Why is Elon testing 2 new battery chemistries at the same time, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion, instead of going all in on one? As Tesla heads into the 2026 era of Model 2 and the next generation of affordable EVs, Musk himself admitted that lithium-ion is reaching its practical limit. Both aluminum-ion and sodium-ion promise cheaper, safer, and easier to produce cells, but only one might have what it takes to become Tesla's next true breakthrough. So what's hidden behind this dual battery strategy? Is Elon preparing for a full-scale supply shift, a new energy architecture for the Model 2, or even a backup plan in case global lithium prices spike again? Why is Tesla suddenly rethinking the battery that built its empire? Between 2021 and 2024, the price of lithium skyrocketed by more than 210%, climbing from around $12,000 per ton to over $38,000. That surge didn't just rattle suppliers. It directly undercut Tesla's ability to keep its vehicles affordable. Battery packs still account for roughly 37 to 40% of an EV's total production cost, and lithium-ion cells have reached a point where every marginal improvement costs exponentially more to achieve. Technically, the chemistry is showing its age. Even the best lithium-ion packs, such as Tesla's current 4680 cells, still face the same core issue: thermal runaway. When internal temperatures exceed 150 degrees Celsius, 302 degrees Fahrenheit, during rapid charging or collision, cells can ignite within seconds. Despite multiple cooling layer redesigns, this remains a safety risk that no software update can solve. Then there's the supply bottleneck. Nickel and cobalt, critical to high-energy lithium cells, are sourced mainly from politically volatile regions like Indonesia and the Congo. Cobalt prices, for instance, have fluctuated between $30,000 and $80,000 per ton in just the past 3 years, making long-term production planning nearly impossible. Meanwhile, charging performance has hit a wall. Even with Supercharger Phi 4 reaching up to 350 kilowatts, the real-world charging time from 10% to 80% still averages 25 to 30 minutes, far from the 5-minute refill benchmark Musk keeps promising. That's why Tesla can't simply refine lithium-ion any further. it has to reinvent. The next step must deliver higher safety, faster charging, and lower material dependency all at once. Instead of betting everything on one chemistry, Elon Musk has greenlit two parallel technologies, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion, each with radically different cost curves and energy dynamics. One targets speed and resilience, the other affordability and scalability. Together, they signal Tesla's most aggressive shift in battery strategy since the company's founding. How could aluminum-ion be Tesla's fastest and safest battery yet? Aluminum-ion technology represents Tesla's bet on raw speed, built around a deceptively simple architecture that puts pure aluminum at the anode and porous graphene at the cathode, creating channels that let ions move faster than anything lithium-ion can achieve. Lab prototypes are already hitting full charge in 1 to 5 minutes flat, delivering stable current without the complex cooling systems that add weight and cost to every Tesla on the road today. The safety profile reads like an engineer's fever dream. No flammable electrolytes means these cells are nearly impossible to detonate, operating reliably up to 120 degrees Celsius in conditions that would send lithium batteries into thermal meltdown. Charging generates less heat, which means your Model S won't turn your closed garage into a fire hazard, and the absence of toxic gas emissions during operation makes these batteries cleaner for both the environment and anyone sitting in the cabin. Weight savings matter more than most buyers realize. Lighter batteries reduce overall vehicle mass, easing stress on the frame and making entry and exit less punishing on your knees and back over years of ownership. Longevity is where aluminum-ion truly separates itself, pushing past 10,000 charge cycles without meaningful degradation. Compare that to lithium's typical 1,500 to 2,000 cycles before capacity starts dropping off a cliff. The trade-off comes in energy density, sitting at 150 to 200 watt-hours per kilogram compared to lithium-ion's 250 to 300, which translates to shorter range for the same battery size. But that gap matters less when you can recharge in the time it takes to grab coffee. The real obstacles are economic and industrial. Pure aluminum costs more than Tesla wants to pay, and mass-producing graphene cathodes at automotive scale remains an unsolved manufacturing challenge that no supplier has cracked. Tesla is steering aluminum-ion toward applications where its strengths shine brightest. Charging stations that need to cycle constantly, the Cybertruck where fast turnaround justifies the range penalty, and the Semi where downtime directly costs money and safety concerns multiply with commercial operations. How about sodium-ion? How can salt water beat lithium? Sodium-ion batteries take the opposite approach from aluminum's speed obsession, prioritizing cost and availability over bleeding-edge performance through a structure pairing hard carbon anodes with sodium iron, phosphate cathodes that mirror lithium iron phosphate chemistry, but swap in abundantly available sodium instead. The economics are impossible to ignore. Raw materials come from ordinary salt, rather than contested lithium deposits or conflict zone cobalt mines, slashing production costs by 30 to 40%, compared to current lithium-ion packs that already run Tesla around $132 per kilowatt-hour. Charging speed sits in the middle ground at 15 to 20 minutes to reach 80% capacity, which beats standard lithium-ion cells but can't touch aluminum-ion's blistering 1 to 5 minute performance. For context, that 15-minute charge time still outpaces the typical 30 to 45 minutes most drivers spend at supercharger stations with current Model 3 long-range batteries. Safety is where sodium-ion delivers peace of mind that matters to drivers who remember the headlines about Tesla fires. These cells won't ignite when exposed to water. Thermal runaway risk drops to near zero, and the chemistry resists combustion even under conditions that would turn lithium batteries into fireballs. Older drivers especially benefit from the reduced explosion risk, and the stability during rapid charging means Tesla can skip the heavy-duty cooling systems that add complexity and failure points. The technology stumbles in cold weather, with efficiency plummeting below freezing temperatures at 0 degrees Celsius, where lithium-ion still functions, and energy density maxes out around 160 watt-hours per kilogram, putting range at a disadvantage against lithium's 250-plus figures. That translates to roughly 35 to 40% less driving range for the same battery pack size, meaning a 75 kilowatt-hour sodium-ion pack delivers what a 50 kilowatt-hour lithium pack achieves. Tesla sees sodium-ion as the entry ticket to price-sensitive markets, targeting a potential Model 2 or budget Model 3 variant for Chinese, Indian, and Southeast Asian buyers who prioritize affordability over maximum range. Beyond vehicles, these batteries make perfect sense for stationary storage where weight and space matter less than longevity and cost, positioning them as the backbone for next-generation Powerwall home systems and utility-scale megapack installations that need to cycle daily without degradation concerns eating into long-term ROI. Current megapack units using lithium-ion cost around $300,000 per unit. Sodium-ion versions could drop that to $180,000 to $210,000 while maintaining the 3 megawatt-hour capacity utilities demand. What's hidden behind Elon's dual battery gambit? Tesla isn't picking winners between aluminum-ion and sodium-ion because Musk is playing a different game entirely, running both technologies in parallel to create a flexible battery ecosystem where chemistry matches vehicle segment, rather than forcing one solution across the entire lineup. Aluminum-ion targets the high-performance tier where speed and safety justify premium pricing, positioning it for drivers willing to pay extra for 5-minute charging and bulletproof thermal stability in their Cybertrucks and Model S Plaid variants. Sodium-ion attacks the mass market segment where cost sensitivity dominates purchasing decisions, enabling Tesla to hit price points that bring electric vehicles within reach of buyers currently priced out by $50,000 plus sticker tags. This strategy lets Tesla segment its product stack with surgical precision. Wealthy early adopters get aluminum's performance advantages, while budget-conscious families in developing markets get sodium's affordability, without Tesla sacrificing margin on either end. The hidden angle that competitors are missing involves battery swapping infrastructure, a concept Tesla abandoned in 2013, but may resurrect specifically for compact vehicles using aluminum-ion packs that charge fast enough to make swapping economically viable. Sodium-ion wouldn't work for swapping due to slower charging speeds, but its rock-bottom cost makes it perfect for vehicles that charge overnight at home or in depot settings, where time pressure doesn't exist. The deeper strategic play is about supply chain independence. Tesla watched lithium prices spike over 200% and learned that betting everything on a single material creates vulnerability to geopolitical shocks, mining bottlenecks, and cartel pricing. Running aluminum-ion and sodium-ion simultaneously means Tesla never faces a scenario where cobalt embargoes or nickel shortages shut down production lines. If aluminum costs surge, Tesla shifts volume to sodium. If cold weather markets reject sodium's sub-zero performance issues, aluminum picks up the slack. Musk is building redundancy into the core technology that powers his entire business, ensuring that no single commodity can hold Tesla hostage, the way lithium suppliers currently can across the industry. By 2026, the battery under your Tesla's floor won't be determined by what chemistry won some internal competition, but by what you're willing to pay and how you plan to use the vehicle. So here's what matters. Would you sacrifice 100 miles of range for a 5-minute charge? Or would you rather save $15,000 up front and charge overnight at home? And what's your final choice? Drop your thoughts by commenting aluminum or sodium to let us know.
We build our own seats, we build our own motors, we build our own battery packs.
With this statement, Tesla is killing lithium, the very metal that made its fortune.
I think it'll be 10 times bigger than the next biggest product ever made.
But why would Elon Musk replace the world's most successful battery with salt and aluminum? Sounds crazy, right? But those two elements might just be the secret to the next energy revolution. Aluminum-ion and sodium-ion technologies could mark the biggest leap in EV batteries since the first Model 2 rolled off the line. They promise ultra-fast charging, as quick as 60 seconds, cooler operation than any lithium cell, and prices less than half of today's packs. So the question isn't why Elon is doing this. It's how soon it'll reshape the entire EV industry. In this video, we'll uncover how Tesla's 2026 aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries could slash costs by 70%, redefine safety forever, and end lithium's 30-year reign once and for all. Why aluminum and sodium could beat lithium and make EV batteries super cheap. Most of us remember when a gallon of gas cost under $2, right? Now imagine the same kind of inflation, but for the fuel that powers electric cars. That's what happened with lithium. Back in 2022, lithium carbonate shot up to $80,000 a ton, about 10 times its pre-pandemic cost. Even now, in 2025, it hasn't really come back down. It's floating between $14,000 and $17,000. This quiet number is the reason EVs still cost more than most people want to pay. Because when lithium stays high, battery packs can't drop below roughly $100 to $130 per kilowatt hour. And that means a battery, just one battery, still eats up nearly a third of what a car costs to make. But here's the curveball. Tesla and other labs are testing two elements most of us have sitting in our kitchens: aluminum and sodium. On paper, they sound boring, but their numbers break the math that's been holding electric vehicles hostage. Aluminum trades at about $2,000 to $2,500 per ton, roughly 7 times cheaper than lithium. Sodium, pulled straight from salt or seawater, costs under $300. If Tesla can perfect a mix of aluminum-ion and sodium-ion chemistry, the entire pack could drop below $30 per kilowatt hour. That's the same target Elon Musk threw out back on Battery Day in 2020, when most people thought it was a stretch. Here's what that actually means. Take a standard EV where the battery costs $8,000. Swap in aluminum or sodium, and that number could fall to $2,000, or even lower. Suddenly, the $25,000 Model 2 isn't some PR dream. It's an economically sound product, with room left for profit. MIT's Energy Initiative ran the numbers and found that sodium-ion alone could reduce global EV battery material costs by as much as 40%. That's not just cheaper. It's a change in the ground beneath the auto industry's feet. You can't compete with a chemistry that's both local and infinite. But here's where it gets even more disruptive. The economics scale like nothing we've seen before. Unlike lithium, which comes mostly from a handful of countries, Australia, Chile, and China, both aluminum and sodium are everywhere. Aluminum is the most abundant metal in Earth's crust. Sodium? It's literally in seawater. That means no more supply bottlenecks, no geopolitical choke points, and no rare earth dependency driving prices up. Refining lithium is expensive, slow, and environmentally harsh. You need evaporation ponds, acid leaching, and months of processing before it's battery grade. Aluminum and sodium skip most of that. Aluminum smelting is already an industrial backbone. Sodium can be extracted with simple chemical separation. Less refining means less cost per ton, and fewer middlemen taking their cut. Analysts at Bloomberg NEF estimate that if sodium-ion or aluminum-ion production scales just to 10% of global EV demand, raw material costs alone could fall by another 20 to 25% within 5 years. Combine that with localized US or European production. No overseas shipping, no tariffs, and the pack price could realistically fall to $25 per kilowatt hour. At that point, batteries stop being the most expensive part of an EV. They become the cheapest. And when energy storage becomes cheap and endless, the ripple effect doesn't stop with cars. It changes everything from grid storage to home power systems. Yes or no? Is this the battery breakthrough we've all been waiting for? Drop your thoughts below, because what comes next might prove it really is. How Tesla decides which battery is truly safe, aluminum or sodium. Elon Musk once said,
Like we're at Tesla, absolutely hardcore about safety.
And in the battery world, that isn't just a slogan, it's an engineering religion. As Tesla weighs two next-generation chemistries, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion, the question isn't only which one is cheaper. It's which one can survive a lifetime of heat, cold, impact, and neglect without turning into a fire hazard. Lithium-ion, for all its brilliance, has a nervous temperament. It's powerful but unstable, like a racehorse that kicks when startled. Both aluminum and sodium promise calmer behavior, but in very different ways. Sodium-ion batteries are chemically modest. Sodium doesn't form the sharp metallic dendrites that plague lithium, those microscopic needles that pierce separators and trigger short circuits. In 2024, TATL ran a brutal series of tests: nail punctures, open flames, and even direct crushing. And the sodium cells didn't ignite once. A lithium pack under the same abuse burns within seconds. Sodium's chemistry is simply less volatile. Its ions carry charge without the same eagerness to react with moisture or oxygen. Add to that its ability to keep 90 to 95% of its capacity even at minus 20 degrees Celsius. And you have a battery that feels like it was designed for Canada rather than California. The trade-off? Sodium ions are bulkier and heavier than lithium, which means slower diffusion and shorter life. Roughly 2,000 to 4,000 charge cycles compared to lithium's 5,000 plus. Overcharging can also swell electrodes, which Tesla would need to manage with precision software and cell balancing. Still, in the grand safety hierarchy, sodium ion sits comfortably near the top. Stable, tolerant, predictable. Aluminum ion is another creature entirely. It doesn't behave like a softer lithium cousin. It behaves like an armored soldier. The cells rely on graphene or carbon-based cathodes, materials that can endure extraordinary current and heat. University of Queensland tests in 2023 showed aluminum-ion prototypes surviving 10,000 full cycles with zero recorded thermal runaway. Even under temperatures exceeding 120 degrees Celsius, they held structural integrity. Their electrolyte is a non-flammable ionic liquid, which means even if you puncture the cell or drive a nail through it, there's no combustion, just a dull hiss. The paradox, however, is that aluminum's strength hides a fragility. It reacts aggressively with water. A single droplet inside an unsealed pack could trigger corrosion or gas buildup. So while sodium's danger lies in overcharging, aluminum's lies in imperfection. Tesla would need absolutely dry manufacturing rooms and perfect sealing tolerances, a margin that only automated gigafactories can achieve. In return, the reward is enormous: heat resistance, ultra-fast charging, and an operational lifespan approaching the mechanical durability of an engine block. So, which battery truly wins Tesla's safety race? If lithium-ion is a high-strung athlete, fast but temperamental, then sodium-ion is the calm engineer and aluminum-ion the armored guardian. In raw safety terms, sodium-ion edges ahead in chemical stability. It shrugs off abuse, cold weather, and moisture without flaring up, making it ideal for mass-market models like the Tesla Model 2, especially in colder regions of North America and Europe. It's forgiving, predictable, and perfect for everyday commuters. Aluminum-ion, meanwhile, is the fortress. Its ionic liquid electrolyte and carbon-based architecture can survive heat, punctures, and crushing forces that would destroy any lithium pack. But it demands precision: airtight factories, dry environments, and flawless assembly. That makes it better suited for premium or performance EVs, where Tesla can control every manufacturing detail. So when Elon said lithium is outdated, what did you think? He's right, or it's too soon? Comment to let us know your point. How Tesla plans to build the first non-lithium battery fleet by 2026. When Elon Musk calls something the next industrial revolution, he's talking about the Model 2. This isn't just another car. It's Tesla's first step toward a battery future that doesn't rely on lithium at all. Inside Giga Texas, Tesla is preparing the world's first aluminum-ion pilot line, built to power the Model 2 from day one. Early reports suggest a partnership with Redwood Materials, closing the loop by recovering aluminum and carbon directly from industrial scrap instead of mining fresh ore. Every cell produced could be partly recycled by design, a world first in EV manufacturing. Here's the rollout plan insiders are watching. By early 2026, Tesla aims to complete internal testing on the first aluminum-ion packs for prototype Model 2s. By mid-2026, these batteries could enter mass assembly, debuting alongside the $25,000 Model 2 itself. Meanwhile, sodium-ion packs are expected to serve colder markets and entry trims, where stability outweighs extreme range. Together, they form a dual chemistry strategy: aluminum for performance, sodium for everyday reliability. If Elon Musk truly had to pick the next battery for the Tesla Model 2, what would he prioritize most? Cost, performance, or safety? Because inside every Tesla, more than 7,000 individual cells work together as one. If just one cell overheats, it can trigger a thermal runaway, spreading fire across the entire pack in under 10 seconds. That's exactly why two next-gen chemistries, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion, are now on Elon Musk's radar. What exactly are these new batteries? When Elon Musk hints that Tesla might move away from lithium, he's referring to two real alternatives that are now close to production: aluminum-ion and sodium-ion. Both aim to solve one key weakness of lithium batteries: fire risk caused by overheating. Let's start with aluminum-ion. Instead of lithium, these batteries use aluminum as the anode, a metal that's not only cheaper, around $2,000 per ton versus $13,000 per ton for lithium, but also easier to recycle. In 2015, Stanford scientists created an aluminum-ion prototype that fully charged in just 60 seconds, compared to 20 to 40 minutes for Tesla's current fast-charging lithium packs. This speed comes from how aluminum stores energy. Each atom can release 3 electrons, while lithium can release only 1, meaning higher current output with less stress on the battery. Safety is where Al-ion stands out most. Traditional lithium cells use flammable organic solvents that can ignite at around 150 to 200 degrees Celsius, while aluminum-ion use an ionic liquid electrolyte, a salt-like fluid that stays stable and non-flammable up to 200 degrees Celsius or more. Even if punctured or short-circuited, tests show aluminum-ion cells tend to vent harmlessly instead of catching fire. That makes them appealing for vehicles packed with thousands of small cells, like the Tesla Model 2, which will likely carry over 6,000 to 7,000 cells per car. Now to sodium-ion, another major contender. Sodium is abundant, making up 2.6% of Earth's crust, and can be extracted from common sea salt, meaning cost and supply risks are much lower than lithium. Energy density is about 120 to 160 watt-hours per kilogram, roughly half that of Tesla's lithium-ion packs, 250 to 270 watt-hours per kilogram. So yes, sodium-ion cars may travel shorter distances per charge, but they're much cooler and safer under stress. A 2025 study by CATL showed that sodium-ion batteries start to enter thermal runaway only around 292 degrees Celsius, compared to 346 degrees Celsius for lithium iron phosphate cells, and far higher than the 200 degrees Celsius ignition zone for older nickel-based chemistries. In simple terms, sodium-ion batteries can handle nearly 100 degrees Celsius more heat before anything dangerous happens. Even when punctured, overcharged, or exposed to open flame, sodium-ion cells are far less likely to explode because their cathode and electrolyte don't produce oxygen rapidly, the chemical trigger behind EV fires. In short, aluminum-ion and sodium-ion are both designed to make EVs cooler, cheaper, and safer. Aluminum offers faster charging and extreme heat stability, while sodium provides mass-market safety and cost efficiency. Together, they represent Elon Musk's next big decision. Which one will power the $13,000 Tesla Model 2 without compromising safety. When people think about EV fires, they often imagine huge flames and explosions. But in reality, it all comes down to how a single cell reacts to heat, pressure, or moisture. Both aluminum-ion and sodium-ion are designed to be much safer than lithium, but each wins in a different way. Let's start with heat and explosion risk, the #1 cause of EV fires. In a 2025 test, large 50 ampere-hour sodium-ion cells began reacting around 292 degrees Celsius, roughly the heat of a car exhaust pipe. But they didn't instantly ignite. Only about 22% of the cell mass actually burned, and the fire spread was so slow that it self-contained before reaching the next cell. By contrast, a lithium iron phosphate cell can start runaway at 346 degrees Celsius and release flammable gas in less than 4 seconds, causing a chain reaction. Aluminum ion, on the other hand, behaves completely differently. Its ionic liquid electrolyte stays stable up to 200 degrees Celsius, and since it doesn't contain organic solvent, it doesn't vaporize or catch fire even when punctured. In Stanford's follow-up safety tests, aluminum-ion prototypes maintained electrical function after 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, while lithium-ion cells failed in under 60 seconds. However, the aluminum electrolyte reacts with water, creating small traces of hydrogen and hydrogen chloride gases, which is why future Tesla modules would need a sealed aluminum casing and anti-moisture coating. Now for the electrolyte fire risk, which determines how easily a pack catches fire in real-world conditions. Traditional lithium-ion batteries use organic solvents like ethylene carbonate with flash points around 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, basically the temperature inside a parked car under sunlight. That's why even a small internal short can trigger ignition. Sodium-ion replaces that with propylene carbonate, a solvent with a flash point over 100 degrees Celsius, more than 3 times higher, reducing the chance of flames spread by about 70% in lab tests. Aluminum ion doesn't even have a measurable flash point because its molten salt electrolyte is non-volatile. In a 2024 battery safety report by NREL, aluminum ion cells showed 0 ignition events even after being overcharged by 200%, compared to 5 ignition events out of 10 for lithium-ion packs. In mechanical safety, things get even clearer. A 2025 ACS penetration test showed that after being pierced by a 5mm steel rod, aluminum ion cells retained over 90% of their voltage and produced no visible smoke or flame, while standard lithium cells vented hot gas at over 400 degrees Celsius within 2 seconds. Sodium-ion batteries didn't perform as cleanly. UL 2025 impact tests revealed small thermal bursts with ejected material when hit at 50 kilometers per hour, but no pack-wide ignition occurred. That's still a major safety upgrade compared to lithium, where one ruptured module can ignite the entire pack in under 10 seconds. Finally, there's water and humidity risk, especially during floods or storms. Aluminum ion chemistry reacts strongly with water, producing light gas bubbles that can include hydrogen and traces of hydrogen chloride, but only if exposed for several hours. Sodium ion performs slightly better. Submerged cells showed minimal reaction for the first 6 hours, then slow gas buildup afterward. Both chemistries rely heavily on BMS control and waterproof module housing. Similar to how Tesla already seals its current 4680 packs to meet IP68 standards, meaning full protection against dust and water immersion up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. So, in practical reality, which direction could Tesla actually take? When it comes to what's realistic for Tesla's next move, one truth stands out. Safety means nothing if the technology can't be mass-produced. And that's where sodium-ion currently has the lead. Unlike aluminum-ion, which still exists mostly in laboratory setups, sodium-ion batteries are already commercially available. Companies like CATL, BYD, and Ferasis have pilot lines in operation, with real cells being installed in compact EVs and energy storage systems across China and Europe. Manufacturing costs are already around 30% lower than lithium-ion, mainly because sodium is cheap and abundant, costing roughly $300 per ton compared to $13,000 per ton for lithium. This affordability, combined with existing production infrastructure, makes sodium-ion a practical choice for the base Model 2, especially if Tesla wants to hit its ambitious $13,500 price point without compromising reliability. There's also the safety data to back it up. Dozens of independent studies, from UL Solutions, CATL's 2025 thermal testing, and even China's EV Fire Safety Agency, confirm that sodium-ion packs can pass crash, nail penetration, and overcharge tests with no ignition. That level of maturity gives Tesla something crucial, a proven chemistry that can be deployed at scale right now. In other words, sodium-ion may not be revolutionary, but it's ready for the road. Aluminum-ion, however, is the wild card, the moonshot Musk loves. The concept promises everything lithium can't: near zero fire risk, instant charging, and high recyclability. But as of today, it's still a lab-scale prototype, far from commercial use. The core challenges are electrode corrosion and moisture sensitivity, both of which limit the battery's lifespan and make large-scale production risky. Experts estimate it will take 3 to 5 more years before aluminum-ion chemistry reaches a stable, manufacturable form. If it succeeds, it could become the first true zero-fire risk EV battery, reshaping how Tesla designs its cars entirely, perhaps even eliminating the need for fire barriers and cooling loops. For now, though, Tesla has to balance ambition with reality. Sodium-ion is the safe bet for 2026 to 2027, while aluminum-ion remains the long-term vision for the 2030s. If Elon Musk follows his typical pattern, release practical tech first, then evolve it through software and hardware updates, the Model 2 will almost certainly launch with sodium-ion. And when aluminum-ion finally matures, it might just power the next generation of Tesla vehicles that never burn, no matter what happens. So, after all this, the big question is simple. Which battery would you trust inside your Tesla Model 2? Sodium-ion, cheaper, proven, and ready for mass use, or aluminum-ion, futuristic, ultra-safe, but still experimental? When final choice rolls out, it could change the entire EV market for good. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, so you won't miss the next deep dive when Tesla's battery decision becomes official.